This is why I have so much gig on my computers, just for
You ready,
my
Neris?
Yeah.
shitty browsing habits.
No, I was listening because if I saw the countdown, I would stop fiddling with the second window and go back in.
Are we gonna get splashed? Oh, that's definitely too soon.
I forgot to turn it back on. So this other rotation is like exactly the opposite in every way, shape, and form. So if I'm not consciously thinking about it or messing up, I just confirm that. Honestly, it's probably not worth it.
We'll slap.
Nobody died, right?
That is correct. Or just lower.
One second.
your health normally that puny placeholder?
It is. He's got all the good gear. And it's terrifying.
Mine's not much better.
You have 1,600 more HP.
That's like 2%. It's pretty good.
That's like food.
But it's like double food. Imagine having 2 food. You could just shove your face and you have no HP. That'd be cool.
Imagine Monster Hunter.
I haven't played that in a while.
That's not right.
I mean, I wasn't super close to him. Probably could have gone out an extra ilm or two.
What happened? Did you get an extra cone?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it was somebody else's fault and they know it's their fault. And that's fine. Because that doesn't happen often, so. You and Tyler are obviously the two most likely to get those extra coins there, so.
Might need help on my doll. We got it or we didn't. Oops, guess we didn't.
The two most likely to what?
I thought I hit that for sure, and then I think I hit the wrong button.
I haven't played Monster Hunter since Try.
I'm never sure though with those ads. Like I hit the button and then I ran forward like half a second later, but like the button didn't go off. I feel like it didn't hit the monster; it just registered it as dead, even though it was still alive.
Chalk it up to server lag.
I do. doesn't make me happy about it.
One second. I'm trying to eat between wipes because I have a meeting that goes right until 6 every Tuesday. Pull them out. Eat a little bit as we wipe. Ow. So it turns out we can't take that at half of
Those are like at 3/4 health. Well, some of you.
Not to judge, but I think Indom was a little late there. It showed up on my screen pretty much simultaneously with the damage.
So judgy.
Where are you standing?
Either that or the servers hate me, as
I'm just
usual.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Look, I've done enough A8. Definitely seen my fair share of judgment.
Yeah, summer and 8, it's really hard to get back in there.
Do we have any other sort of pre-healing, pre-shielding? Is it possible? Do we have a spread adlock or anything like that?
Not sure if it's up, but a sucker is just as good because we're actually not topped off to begin that phase.
Like, do you have I don't remember the name.
Oh wait, the shield won't last long enough. Anyway.
Well, the shield will be taken out during the limit cuts.
Unless you're like 5, 6, 7, 8, in which the shield just expires.
While we're running around, I can swift cast to heal, but that'll only hit my half of the group.
Yeah, and if both healers are in the same group, that's not scalable.
I mean, I think if we have something like guaranteed crit sucker or guaranteed crit add low that's spread, and then you can focus single target heals on 7 and 8 as opposed to the rest of the group. Also, like, I don't know, any sort of regen or whatever going into the limit cut. There's probably only enough time, like if Kanata's doing the doing sucker or spread outlook, there's probably only enough time for just that before we have to start moving.
Medica 2 only lasts 15 seconds, so if I put it up before we split, I think it'll fall off about when 1 and 2 do theirs.
We're not going into that phase with any damage, as far as I know, so...
Not all of us are topped off that time.
Well, that... At least Medica 2 will help make sure that we're all topped off. Especially if we're...
Well, I actually do cast it beforehand, before we split, when the numbers are going out.
Yeah.
I'm constantly worried that someone is going to complain that the Medica animation is stopping them from seeing their number.
Honestly, I have severe effects turned off.
Well, if nobody's complained about it
Same.
yet, you probably stop worrying about it now. You complain about a lot of stuff, and that's not been one of the things.
Everyone switch back. There for it. I told you to switch.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh, rip Fizzler. Oh, I'm so dead. Oh, there's no chance.
One second. I need to wash my hands now and put away this cheese.
I thought the proper way to put away cheese was to just eat it all.
You don't need to test a carrot. He's trying very hard.
Forget what movie it was or whatever, where the guy is like eating like a 2-pound solid block of cheddar dipped in ranch or something.
I love cheese at least as much as anybody else, but that's... I don't need that mental image.
Like, I know that I would enjoy at least part of that experience. I don't know about the whole 2 pounds.
Whoosh.
I'm a bachelor, and I definitely had nights where my dinner is cheese and crackers. But the idea of like actually having a giant like block of cheese and just taking a bite out of it like an apple, kind of gross.
Oh, it's just sitting here. Hi, doll. Doesn't want to get eaten.
Glad to see that some things never change.
Just staring at the hand. It's like, no, I don't want to get eaten. No, you can't take me.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, couldn't hear the screams of the poor doll.
I could hear them.
Oh,
I could hear the screams of everybody else as they died.
oh, wow.
pretty sure death travels faster than the speed of sound.
Definitely travels faster than the speed of heals.
Look, it's not my fault heels are still traveling by telegraph.
Telegraph's pretty fast.
Yeah, I know telegraph technically travels at radio wave propagation. I'm including the amount of time needed to read it, basically.
Oh, if we're off by a couple percent, never mind.
Lori dies to aggro.
Cool.
Or the pull. Wait, what?
Did I not switch to the hand immediately, or?
No. No, you can't not do that.
Okay.
Double negative. Which one is it?
That means I should still switch to the hand immediately.
Yeah, so I was initially going to make a post office joke, but that was going to take too long, so.
Yeah, but you didn't do it, and that distracted me. This is your fault.
Add one to the murder quota then.
Too much luminous something and vibes. What?
What happened there?
Too much luminous aetheroplasm has gathered on Salenta. Oh, that's getting touched by 2 dolls.
And Midori.
Somehow, true, the dolls were too close together. Probably.
Is the position of the ground healing thing that I don't remember the name of changed?
Asylum?
Asylum.
You think I'd know that, huh?
Remember when you used to white mage?
It's okay.
Because I typically just go to the edge of that so it's like my toe is in it, which is what I'm still doing, and it seems like my doll is too close now.
Roll number 1. Ignore healer ground AoEs.
You have to stand in there.
No, I have to stand in that.
Yeah, we die if we don't stand in it.
So,
Well, they've been inconsistent, so.
don't
Oh.
use... I really hope you're not using it to try to determine where you're standing, because since I have to place that while I'm moving, it sometimes ends up wildly askew.
So again, I have to be in it, otherwise I die. So regardless of where it ends up, I have to put my toe in it.
Right. Both of us do. So we're not like stepping way into it. We're just staying on the edge, but it's apparently too close. The last. Well,
I mean,
just that pull, because the pull before that was because the other one didn't die.
It's usually fairly close to dead center, but
I think you can get away with skewing it a little bit towards the middle tornado.
usually when it ends up out of place, it's actually closer to the south side. Just because that usually happens when it doesn't place immediately, so when it actually does get placed, I've moved farther in.
So everybody here knows that placeholder wasn't looking. Midori, were you looking?
Huh?
Was it farther off center than normal?
It didn't seem like it. Because usually I'm like almost like right behind you, so I don't felt the same. So I don't know what that actually was. Guess it depends on.
More or less perfect placement looks like this.
Right. Yeah, but how it looks in combat with tornadoes and stuff, it's hard to tell.
It
All right,
was
whatever.
placed like 2 pixels to the west.
That's true. If it's east, west, off, somebody could be too far in.
It's pretty darn in the center, though.
Is there? I mean, is there any world where my doll should be hitting Salenta?
No.
That means I think it was whichever one's in the middle, because
I'm ready.
at that point. Anyways.
So was Garrett still alive? I
What?
don't think so. Oh.
No,
Maybe it
my
got one
eye
extra explosion off before, because usually it doesn't get that one off, but maybe it did before it got eaten.
Definitely. Definitely. Merchandise.
Yeah, so you never actually get this bubble. You never actually get a center. It really should.
No, that said 25. Hit all the right buttons in all the right order and still didn't go.
That one was like 2 pixels to the left, but that's like 2 pixels. It's basically the center.
Those are rounding errors. It's normally not that close. So, I don't know what was off then, but something else was off. I'm usually very consistent about where I'm standing, so I assume I wasn't off, but I don't know. I don't know. Somebody else could have been off. It's hard to tell. Like, I certainly get hit by the dolls all the time, but I just don't get hit by 2. And so it's fine. It's not a big deal. The important thing is just watch for it to happen.
Oh, that's probably bad.
That's unfortunate.
Ooh, back attack.
just a little bit. Oh, that's too close. Not close enough.
I went down to 2,000 health.
If you
So-
take that swipe, you pretty much wipe.
So here's the real question: is like, what are you losing from? We were pretty comfortably hitting that check a couple weeks ago. Has anyone changed the rotation or damage distribution? Any what, like stealth nerfs that weren't in the patch notes? I don't know.
I will say that due to lack of practice, I'm probably missing a couple hundred potency, but that's it. That's not enough by itself, for sure. Bad luck is not. Like, over a 2-minute segment, bad luck can only contribute so much.
Well, I feel like we're at least tonight we're never really nailing it, right? So like,
Yes.
I feel like something has changed somewhere such that we're not getting them as low as before.
So, again, I am very acutely aware of everything I'm doing that is different. I don't know about other people. Nobody else is speaking up. I don't know. If everybody else is hitting literally the same GCDs every time at this point, then I'm the only one who's doing anything different, but I somehow doubt that. Like, I might be a little bit late to be starting on my Gnashing Fang Claw combo than I normally would have been by a GCD or two, which is typically when people are checking the health differential at the end. But again, I barely hit for anything, so I really doubt that's like several percentage difference, if that's the problem here.
Yeah, like Kanata, there are 2 points where I might swap a glare for a cure, so you might be missing 600 potency. The biggest impact I have that's different is actually right at the end when it's supposed to be dying anyway, since at that point, Cylinda and Tam start taking massive damage, so my DPS there is pretty much completely RNG based on whether or not you're dying. But like I say, that's right at the end when Jigglybutt's supposed to be dead anyway, so probably not the factor.
I think I'm gonna be switching my pain flares for festers.
Could.
Gross. Well, actually, they're only 130 versus 300, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so maybe that is better. How much HP does the hand have? We should figure it out afterwards, because maybe I am throwing things off. I don't know.
Did we fail?
Unfortunately.
I'm no good at pop quizzes.
So looks like the hand is 3.8 million HP.
I mean, doesn't that depend on when they split? Because they just cut his health in half.
Maybe.
So that's probably what, 10 million total?
I'm just thinking, like, if I fucked up like I was fucking up earlier, that's about 100,000 damage, maybe, that's delayed, which is 2.5%. I mean, I guess it's not nothing, actually.
I mean, we were
Certainly a lot more
working at
than
like
I
0.1, 0.3 pretty frequently.
Good. I'm just like, if people are switching back to the hand when maybe they don't need to, that could be a problem. That's kind of what I guess I'm guessing.
I throw like 1 GCD on it or something. Maybe I'll stop calling out for other people to switch. I'll just pay attention myself. If they are at 5% away from each other, that's too much. They need to be 4 or less.
Oops. That was the wrong button. That feels bad.
Not that I won't, but especially this time.
I know what I changed. This might be my fault. But I can't fix it, so we have to get over it.
So
Yeah, I stopped putting my ley lines down in that last phase because we're getting to the point where I'm gonna start needing it at the start of the next phase. I was using it as like a crutch to help out with DPS in the first phase, but it's not supposed to be there. So I'm not doing that anymore, and that's probably that missing 0.3 that we're short now.
Well, that time I'm pretty sure we were short for other reasons.
Random other question. I'm willing to move my Aether Pact even though it doesn't help me at all. When is everyone using their raid cooldowns, trick attack, ley lines, whatever?
Trick attack goes up at the start, obviously, at its usual time. then it goes up again for the first, basically right after the first, like 2 GCDs after the first cone stack, and that's it at that point.
Anyway, you're saying that you do it at the opener, like first 2 GCDs.
4.
Okay, so 1 and 2 is different than 4. I can pop it during any GCD Aether Pact, so I can either pop it on GCD 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I pop Trick Attack after my 4th GCD, but that's basically like 8 seconds in.
Okay, well, I will try to pop it as early as I can then, because it does have a slight delay between when I push it and when it goes off, and that way it will line up with we only get 1 devotion during the first phase anyway, so I figure we might as well get as much DPS on Licky boy over here before he switches. I get more potency by holding off my cooldowns until there's 2 of them, so that I can hit them with Death Flare and
So here's the question:
Bahamut
what are
Heal.
we missing 0.3 damage on? Is it the hand, or
Well,
Liquid.
it's both of them.
it's both of them? Okay,
It's both of them because like Liquid's health is capped by how low Hand's health is.
well, my point there though is that I used infusion that time, whereas I had not been before, but we still didn't make it.
Your infusion does not make up for placeholders' ley lines. So,
I mean, I can go back to doing it, but it's only going to hurt us in the long run if we don't get out of that crutch now.
you're not wrong. I mean, that time we would have made it.
I mean, all of these ones where it's super tight, we would have made it because my
Not
ley line
ignoring
is up for a
your
lot of that
second
phase.
line. Ignoring your second line. If you hadn't fucked up before the pull, right?
That one doesn't matter.
Yikes.
That one actually have like 5 seconds of play on that one.
Well, especially if he's not using a second ley lines.
But
during the first phase.
He doesn't get his full ley lines at the beginning. He's gonna move to do the doll and the stuff.
you're using it during when all the buffs are up and everything, right? Like that's huge.
Yeah, that's it. It's only at the start though. Like by the time it's time to move, I'm basically moving under Thunder procs, which Leylines doesn't do anything for. So I lose at least 5 or 6 seconds out of my first Leyline because I have to precast it, and then I'm losing like 2 seconds on the back end of it. I ran my parses against like the top parses, and I'm like cast for cast and in the same percentile, so I don't think there's anything else I can do in this phase aside from taking out that last ley lines.
Fair enough.
Investigation. I don't know what else to do. This rotation that I'm doing now is what the best people are doing, but it's like exactly opposite because I don't get any raid buffs. It's like I start off exactly like it's just absolutely backwards from everything.
If you're curious, I recommend doing what I did. Just go find the top parses for Gunbreaker and see. Make sure you have the same amount of casts.
That's what I did.
And everything's the same.
Well, no, that's why he changed.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
Like this opener is like crazy, but it makes sense in the context of this fight. Maybe what I'm not considering is what the rest of the party's doing. maybe this is not better. Well, but no, we tested it. I'm doing like 400 more DPS.
I think when
Yeah.
you're pushing a DPS check this tight, you have to assume everyone else is being optimal and just do the best thing your class can do.
I don't know if it's well. It might be better than what I was doing. I just this is stupid. I don't like it.
Min-max boys.
I know I have perfect gear. I know I have the right food. I am starting with the right opener, and I'm not doing anything stupid.
Have you gone back since you made your adjustments to compare the parses and see if it's looking more in line with where it
I
should
have
be?
not actually compared the numbers.
So try to keep in mind, raw numbers can be misleading, right? You think the casts themselves are probably more relevant because you can't account for crits or if they've got dance buffs or things like that. But as long as you got the exact same GCDs and the same skills being used,
on a gunbreaker, huh?
We could try it sometime.
you never know when you're gonna crit like 17 times in a row and fuck up the pars.
Man, they're flexing if they're doing that.
That's probably bad.
I'm just gonna suicide because that was my fault.
Like, I don't
My
usually
bad.
see a lion going through the middle of the arena like that.
I'm just gonna, yeah.
I didn't know I had to worry
Gonna
about the
run
other
into the
side of
wall.
the arena sending cones at me too.
I feel like Salenta, I've been having problems with sleep.
I had a dream that Christmas was in September last night.
I had a dream that it was the summer solstice and the sun never set for 24 hours. It's probably because I was sleeping during the middle of the day.
Well, our sun basically didn't rise for 24 hours, so that's like the same thing.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh, maybe I like Cray's plan better. I want a healing for this. And we did. So I did the water correctly.
Lightning right.
I gave up once the Yu was dead and I didn't have any monster res. Let's take a step out real quick. Wow, alright. All the cheap tinctures are gone. It's like it jumped from 2,400 a piece to 6,000. Actually, no, I'm willing to bet it's this person who bought up literally every stack of them. I'm pretty sure they just relisted them. I don't think anyone actually needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1,600 tinctures. I'm certainly not going to justify their behavior by listing them myself or by buying them. That will just $18 broils. I don't think your damage is the thing that's going to make or break us.
Well, one run being 17 broils and 5 ruin 2s is actually the bad side. But I guess your broil usage was close. No, except that you were. No. No, you don't get credit for those. Those were broils that you tacked on in lieu of healing us at the end. And then we died. Probably.
Oh yeah, because I get extra broils if we die. That is correct.
You have to only look at runs where we made it to Cruise Chaser.
We technically made it to Cruise Chaser with that one, with 17.
How many
Oh.
people were dead?
Probably,
Nobody?
that was the run with Tam dead, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that one, no one died.
Nobody died, it counts.
We died in Limit Cut. Yeah, it was 16 on the one Tam died. $17, like, the one after. I don't think we cleared that one, though. Because that's 2 minutes and 9 seconds. That means we died.
That one can be a clear. 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
Oh wait, no, that is the correct one. Yeah, we had 30 seconds in Limit Cut.
2 minutes and 9 seconds, I believe, is when the second hand goes off, approximately, plus or minus a second.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing the 30-second Limit Cut. So, both of these. Either way. Don't think one boil will help that much. And I know when I can add them too. It's just like 20% of the time the tank falls over.
Yeah, it's a little awkward for me. Wish you could just compare GCDs. Is there? How are you comparing your GCDs to their GCDs? Are you manually counting theirs?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I wish it was that easy for me.
Well, you can look at their casts.
Yeah, and I have, but like, it's not like I count 2 numbers and that's it.
Well, like I did the same thing to dexterity tinctures.
Gross.
Yeah, I mean DPS has it even worse, right?
Well, you can tell exactly which casts happen in exactly which order. There's even like a timeline. If you go to damage done, you go to timeline. It tells you which buffs are active, which buttons you push the thing. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Ah, and they use Swiftcast for, I think, a broil.
Well, if you assume that a death means you wipe, might as well do that instead of a ruin too when you gotta move.
That's true. You're very correct.
Technically correct. The best kind of correct.
It's really not the best kind of correct all the time, but yeah.
Yes, but that's the joke.
That 80 potency. So strong.
I'd kill for that on Astro.
80 potency once per minute.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were still talking about ruin 2.
Oh! Yeah, Rune 2 is amazing. It's a get out of jail free card when you have to move. Or double weave.
What the hell is? I'm looking at this. Oh, I should be sorting by rank. Or no, I am. The person who has the top parse on Gunbreaker is 430 potency, which is like 5% above the number 2 player. What the fuck? Oh no, sorry, I'm reading that wrong. Okay, no, it's not that much. Okay, I'll look at this person. I was like, I'm gonna ignore this person because sometimes you get those outliers, and it's just like that can't be right.
I mean, there are occasionally going to be outliers just because we have a dancer, so we'll sometimes randomly give her 5 saber dances in a row, but
Not tonight, though. Partner's not giving me nothing.
I don't. Well, I mean,
Just kidding.
I mean, from technical step, it's
Actually, one of those runs I had like every single thing that could proc a feather, I got a feather off of. Like, it was amazing. That's what I mean by luck. And then there are some runs where I never get any feathers, or I get like 2 the whole time.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
the feathers should average out, but if we feed you all the aspirate during technical step, that does things to your burst,
hmm.
and that doesn't really average out. So
No.
I don't think that's
What is it that gives you stuff? I don't even.
Depends on the stuff. I don't know.
The sword dance. What is it that your partner is not giving
I think crits give you a spree.
Saber dance. Her dance partner feeds it just from doing stuff, but it's
It's
RNG.
just luck.
It's RNG, and
Right.
technical step lets the entire party feed it to her. But it's still RNG, so occasionally she'll get maybe 2 saber dances and sometimes 5. So, yee.
That sounds about right.
Okay, sorry. I have to finish 2 more synths, and then I'll have enough potions for the rest of the night. I hope. After this, I'm definitely just crafting like 4 or 5 stacks of these things just to send a giant fuck you to whoever listed all of those tinctures of intelligence for almost 3 times what the previous one sold for. Like, this is what I think of your get rich quick scheme, loser.
You can tell Rajera he'll gladly crash the market for you.
Yeah, also, I'm sorry, I did not have a macro that was capable of crafting these things until just now. So Tam, if you do more total potency overall and less on liquid, it doesn't matter. Like, that's better for us overall because that means I don't have to ever switch off of liquid. Like, Salenta is doing the same thing, which is why I switched to hand to do more potency on hand.
So I was thinking about this, Tam, and I thought I was fairly quick to dismiss it. Is there anything that's actually better on 2 potency for you?
Overpower and Mithril Tempest are better at potency, but Fellcleave Fellcleave is definitely better than doing Decimate, or even the upgraded versions are not better than the single.
Okay, so your filler 1-2-3 combo is actually better with Overpower. Okay, so very minor difference, but not nothing.
Okay.
Wait, is that really true? Hold on.
And the amount of time the ads are together where I can actually do that is so minimal that it's like maybe 100 potency.
Oh, but your single target finisher is 380. I don't think it's better.
What?
I don't think Overpower is better. Because Overpower is 130, right?
130, then it goes to
160, right?
200.
What?
Mithril Tempest has a potency of 200.
Yes. Also, if you do the Overpower Mithril Tempest, then that's one fewer Storm's Eye that you'll have to use, which is basically nothing.
I didn't have Mithril Tempest on my bar.
How many times have you played Warrior since the expansion?
Is everybody ready?
All right.
Wow.
That's
Sometimes
okay.
we forget skills exist, like Benediction.
Like Benediction.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair to placeholder. Benediction was added in Shadowbringers.
I don't want to talk about it.
I still don't think it's been added.
I just don't like crutches and training wheels. I don't need benediction.
I mean, damn,
Benediction is a deprecated skill for placeholder.
damn, you get a pass because half the time it hits you after you're dead. So yeah.
Also, on Gunbreakers, it actually force triggers Super Bolide, so that's pretty cool. Cool hidden ability there.
All right, let's get past second water. That's still our goal. We got to do it. We can do it tonight, and tomorrow we can talk about something interesting.
Third water. Oh.
Yep. When did they add Mithril Tempest?
Shadowbringers. All of the tanks got their 2-step AoE combo.
And it's a really low level.
But Dark Knight doesn't get it till like 72.
Yeah,
Get
that's
Rex Dark Knight.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's utterly terrible. I don't know why it's so late.
Anyway, let's focus up.
probably bad.
That don't seem right.
No, it doesn't. I guess I was late moving out. That's probably my fault.
Come on. It was tight. I feel like got it.
Boss 5 is dead.
Oh no!
Perfect shade.
Yeah, you got to be 1 and 2.
That's unfortunate.
Is that a fabled crit? Fire 4.
Yeah, he landed at 25, and my next one was already casting, so I figured I'd roll the dice. He died.
That's when you cancel cast and scorch. Not scorch.
Scathe.
Scathe.
Yeah, I'm not stopping a fire for escape. It's not happening.
It's on principle.
On principle.
Because at that point, now I gotta do like an extra fire 1 in the rotation somewhere to not lose a Noki. It's just a shit show. It's not worth it. We wouldn't make it clear if I had to do that.
Yeah, it'll also throw off your movement if you're basing it on GCDs.
Yeah, it's just like, I'd rather roll the dice and try to not kill it in 1 hit.
Oh shit, that's the wrong. I'm in the wrong part of town. Usually that doll isn't on my screen, so it isn't a legal tab target, but that time it was. Because camera angles.
I'm ready.
Lightning rotation is too powerful.
Didn't kill it.
Oh, I noticed 10 has it, so you must have passed it.
I had it at first. Lightning passed.
Yes,
Person with
and
lightning
then
died.
yep. I was like, I passed it to Tim. It was successful, but then, you know, Brute Justice hit him in the face.
Wait, what
That-
killed you?
That is the plan, right? To pass the first lightning goes to him, right?
Actually, the lightning killed me.
Correct.
Okay. So
Did you just die from damage then?
I died from the lightning being passed to me.
Yes, to damage.
yes, the damage.
Yep.
Needs more heals.
Damage did it do to you?
41,000. Doesn't even hurt that much.
Oh. I was gonna say,
It's pretty
fucking
low.
what?
Yeah, but that's right after a thing that brings us down to 1 HP, so
Photon. Do you have a plan for when you're equilibriuming in that phase?
I'll need to check. I believe Benediction is back at that point.
The question would be if it's
I'm wondering if I should put it on someone. If so, Tam would probably be the best choice since Celinta is coming with us to the other side.
yeah, the biggest question is if it's necessary elsewhere for like some home gang attack.
I don't believe it would be needed for anything like a tank buster. At least
not in that phase.
Not on Tam. Brute Justice, from what I've seen, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. He's mostly a mechanics boss.
Fair enough. Yeah, it seems like if not Benny, then at least Tetra and Equilibrium would probably do the trick.
If Tam's conscious about his when he's using his
Equilibrium.
also Equilibrium, but like the
Nascent Flash.
there we go. Yeah, you can probably heal yourself up most of the way by yourself, because you shouldn't need to worry about it until Photon.
I mean, at that point, Nascent Flash isn't going to do much because all my big attacks are burned.
Yeah,
But I do have Equilibrium and Thrill up at that point, I think.
I guess that's true. You might only have one big hit, right? You might have the one, but yeah, I guess counting the other two.
because inner release is not like inner release gets burned right at the start of that phase when they're still doing their like 7 casts in a row.
I actually use Nascent Flash right there to heal me and Solenta up a little bit.
I mean, it probably doesn't matter, but sure.
On a completely unrelated note, to placeholder, I'm sorry, you're going to need to move. It's not reliable for me to try to hit you in that.
To go for the water puddle?
No, for the Nisi pass.
Yeah. That was a direct crit. I can't play around that. What's going on near us?
Last asking if you could stand still for the Nisi pass and have me walk through you on the way to water.
Right.
I'm basically saying it's going to be a lot more reliable if you just clip into me instead.
In a world where you don't go to water? I guess if you get lightning, right?
I think lightning always starts on a DPS.
It does always start on DPS.
So you're always going to water. Is it a timing thing?
I mean, I could. It's an attention thing since the photon itself takes 2 GCDs, and I'm probably going to need to do a lot of target switching. And if I'm still trying to go to water. Hypothetically speaking, I could just stay out of water and you could take it with 5 people and it might be survivable, I don't know.
I mean, do you want to just take 2? And I'll just run through you? I mean, so you have to go there every time regardless.
That's been my assumption.
I'm just saying, like, it doesn't actually change anything. I'm just clarifying. Whether it's normally 5 and nearest would be the bonus 6, or it's normally 5 and nearest would be cutting it down to 4. It's still cutting it down by a person, which is probably not going to work.
I just wasn't entirely sure whether you were in NBA spin crusher timing or not, so.
Nope, too dangerous.
Okay, so I'll try again. Do you want to swap positions for that part and take 2, and I'll take C?
If it's easier, sure.
You tell me if it's easier.
I mean, that's a question for you if you're the one who has to pay attention to it.
I think he just doesn't
Fl-
want to backtrack. Like he doesn't want to run to you and then run back over to 2 or back over to
Yeah,
B. So
if we
he can just
both
run
have
through you to B.
If we both have to go the same direction, it doesn't make any sense for me to go over here,
Yeah,
turn
that's
around, and then run back this way, right?
That's
So
fair. We can do that.
if you want to stand here, I'll run through you, or we can do it the way we've been doing. But either way, just make the call.
I'll stand there.
Okay.
Well, the problem is you don't want to get the water debuff. That would be really awkward.
Oh, that's true.
Yes, that would truly be unfortunate.
I forgot it passes to a random person. Never mind. Fuck you guys. You guys deal with it.
You know, if you used Heart of Light there, it might be okay without me.
If that's a concern, I can try using the different system. I think it's back up.
I don't think it's a concern, but I'm also not sure if it will be better used elsewhere. So, we'll see.
See, I thought I fat fingered that, but I didn't. I just hit the wrong cooldown. But it was a bigger cooldown than I meant to hit. But I still took 93,000 damage.
It's only 2/3 of your health.
I could survive that hit.
Is it really locking in the damage that early?
Game does
Like-
shit like that all the time.
Before the slap even happens?
Well, before it visibly happens, because it doesn't have a cast bar.
The whole mechanic beforehand. I hit it when the slap was going down for the mechanic beforehand, which is a full 3 seconds, 4 seconds before the actual thing that killed me. I hit Rampart instead of Camouflage.
Don't know, man.
Activation times.
I have an idea that might make this stupid. I'm just gonna hit all my cooldowns like a full GCD or 2 early.
Yeah. It's a lot harder to pull off because you often don't have good reference points. From a healing perspective, it's actually a lot nicer if you use them very early. It's
Hardest only lasts 7 seconds, so it's
I
already.
know, but for example, if just as an example, if instead of hitting Rampart 1 GCD before the cleave, or Tank Buster, it's nicer as a healer if you can hit it like 15 seconds beforehand.
Depends on the cooldown. Some of the cooldowns I do intentionally hit early. Super Bowl Light. Oh no! I absolutely wait till the last second. Absolutely.
Super Bowl Light's a special case. Involves Living Dead's the only one you can get away with that.
It's intentionally to make you sweat.
Yeah, and I don't actually ask for what I'm talking about because I realize it is very hard to reference in many cases.
Okay, well, I'll be fine. I'll figure it out. Camouflage at least lasts for a little bit, so I can hit that early for sure. Just it feels stupid to hit it 10 seconds early when I'm literally not taking any damage the whole time.
Well, Heart of Stone you expect to be late because it's short.
Here?
That was a late move. Might have been me, I don't know. Paying attention.
Did I get the wrong impression of that camera? We're switching, right?
Yes, I got not turned around. I got turned sideways.
Okay.
Yes, you're standing on my clock spot.
There was also a chakra, like, right. Was it here or was it at C? I think it was at 1-3, right?
Chakram was at 3 and 1. Yeah.
Tam, did you have any cooldowns up?
I put Shake It Off when we got back to the center for the photon.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. So I had Camouflage up, which is the only one I had, which is just 10%, so it's not a lot, but that's an auto attack that you took versus I took. Okay, I didn't realize my guy did that much more damage. Okay.
Well, I mean, look at him. He's got a fucking sword for a hand.
Cruise Chaser really does just do more damage.
He's been chasing cruises for the last 3 years. Will he ever catch one?
If he does, will they let him on board?
And once he's on board, will he be able to get off, or will there be an illness that keeps them on for weeks?
I think he should change his name to Terry. Dead. Oh, I'm not dead. What the fuck? Do not deserve this. You do not deserve this, Ron.
It's unfortunate.
I felt bad.
Rip. I can't go further than that.
Somehow I managed to run through the middle,
That's
and
what
get back on the correct side without getting hit by a fucking Hawk Blaster.
Or the charge.
Or the
Very
charge,
impressed.
or the cleave. Wasn't impressive. It was lucky. 0 skill involved.
Running across the middle is actually not crazy.
Oh, but I did it super late. That middle one was coming down.
I think I've done it like 8 times or 9 times, and it kind of works as long as you avoid that 5th one. Like, it's actually really safe as long as you can avoid that one Hawk Blaster. But yeah, I mean, doing it late.
Poopy. Too Halloween for me. Fuck. It's not that fucking about it. That's bad. Alright.
Oh, I did 3 at the same time.
Yeah, mine decided to run into the living liquid for some reason.
Wait,
That's
but-
rather special for that.
Like he ran past me.
Covered by provoking Midori's ad.
Huh?
You died, and I pulled him in, even though he was just standing. The ad was just standing there like an idiot,
Oh, yeah.
and I was all proud of myself. And the answer is, never be proud of yourself. Never be proud of anything you do. It doesn't matter in the end. It's somebody else's fault.
We're all gonna die. Full
Over
stop.
and over.
Can't win, don't try.
What is it, Battletoads?
I don't know. We're gonna fucking endless 8 this fight.
I mean, you say future tense.
We are mid endless 8ing.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
You have too much power.
I'm really upset when that happens because there's actually nothing I can do about it.
Why does my chat log have me suddenly acquiring a fish? Right
Don't ask
now.
questions.
I'm
I'm
sorry?
ready for the answer for.
Oh, cancel
Screenshot
that.
or it didn't happen.
I think
Okay.
it might have switched to the wrong
No,
log.
now you need to cancel it.
Yeah,
Like, no, yeah, you can't do that.
that sucks.
I like I started based on your countdown and I can't actually undo it after that. Ay ay ay.
Yeah, this is a different log.
Fish? Is it a good fish? Yummy fish?
Is it
No
a
worries. Let's.
Is it a sweet fish?
Okay, I'm ready.
No, it's
That was-
I think this must be something my retainer brought me, and for some reason that's the only thing this chat log displays.
you know, retainer log. It's very
Why
important.
do I have this?
Oh, did I? Oh crap! I'm on the wrong side.
There's a few problems there. I feel like the toughest three numbers are 1, 3, and 5.
2 is pretty hard.
Three's easy as long as you don't fall for the trick.
It's like, no, we don't move forward. That's the fool's puddle.
That's true, actually. People, I think 2 might be harder than 5. So let's go 1, 3, 2.
Two's scary depending on who your one is.
Because you don't get, at least for 2, you don't get that middle explosion as a buffer. You got those puddles chasing you.
I think 3 is the hardest though, or 3 is one of the hardest because it's like you gotta hold back, and it's a weird timing.
Yeah, well, DPS mindset. No one can ever hold back.
Oh, why did I do that?
I think you're 8. Okay. Well, things could have been better.
I mean, I don't think we're ever gonna survive that phase. Oh, sorry, we might survive that phase, but we won't be in a good position to go into the next phase if anyone's dead at the start of. Let me cut.
Tail was 8 though, so that might have been okay.
Yeah, but I didn't know which side to go to because I didn't know where in the rotation it was.
Yeah, and then I tried to rescue, but then I rescued into 4, so you died, and I was like, well, that was dumb. And then I was like, wait, I need to run, and I died.
Well, you can ultimately blame me. I saw Tim was getting dangerously low and was gambling on whether Jigglypuff would die or not. As it turns out,
Oh,
I also gambled. If we take that hit,
oh.
half a second later, the hand slaps the ground. There's kind of no point mitigating that.
I'm sorry, Tim. You've placed your lives in the hands of the worst poker players on the planet.
Look, I think I moved her.
Whoops.
That, however, was not our fault.
You're like, why is it fist bump? It should be high five.
Why was it off? I don't know. It happens like once a week. Or just like, where did that GCD go?
As well, limit break as soon as he moves in position.
Oh my god.
Right now, dead. Oh no, not dead. Someone else has him.
Neither is dead.
No, we're super dead.
I was not expecting Tam to die and for him to move back to the middle to close that gap. Oh my god.
That's okay. We would have died to the hand.
I know. but it's just like I like do all these. I feel like I'm fucking being brilliant, doing all this mental math. And I'm like, I got it, I have time. No, it doesn't matter. I have no control of this situation.
Oh no!
We're dead, aren't we?
The wiggle wiggle, the waggle waggle. The oh shoot, there's no charge.
Tam, I think your gear broke.
No. My food fell off.
That's just the difference between 470 and 475 accessories.
I mean, he's normally at 14,000, 149,990. He's definitely good. Give this not here.
or
Yep.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. That was fun lag.
Alright, well, unbeknownst to everyone, I've been doing a different opener this whole time, and I think that's made up that extra 1% difference. It's been pretty rough.
But is it optimal?
To quote a very wise Lalafell, the balance says so, and I trust them with my life.
Fair enough. They have long since stopped questioning the balance.
So I moved my pot at the same time as I moved my Aether Pack, so now I'm getting my own raid buffs and also doing more damage to liquid before they split. We're also doing the dark magic of the 5th GCD Tri-Disaster.
5th GCD?
Yeah, you cut like 26 seconds off of your first Tri-Disaster with another Tri-Disaster because all of your pots and raid buffs are up. And apparently it's just that much stronger to have all those buffs line up with your long
I think you did
dots.
3rd GCD. Okay, I guess I'm adjusting this fight. Well,
That's not right.
Save some chunks for me.
Well, it's 9 p.m.
while I am all in favor of giving people a little bit who are East Coast a little bit extra time, I think that that's a reasonable change. Should we move it back 15 minutes or 30 minutes?
Like
Cut the difference.
6:30 to 9:30.
Hmm.
Honestly, while I am able to get on at 6, like I said, on Tuesdays, I have meetings from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with no breaks. Like, I don't even get to get up from my chair. Because everyone's like, well, I have this hour booked. I'm going to use the entire fucking hour. Common courtesy should be you quit 10 minutes before the hour, or at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's hard.
But the question
Anybody
still
else have
stands.
thoughts? Especially East Coast people, because it's not so much a burden on us West Coast people to stay late.
Who's East Coast aside from me?
Let's
Me.
rephrase that. It's people who need to wake up early
Also
tomorrow.
true. Yes.
I would not mind starting earlier.
No, that's not an option. That's definitely not the option. The option is
Going,
start.
I was going to say going later is usually not much of a problem for me. But that seems a little weird trying to phrase it as consideration for East Coasters.
Of the people who need to go to bed right after raid night, are people willing to go an extra 15 minutes? And since we usually don't start on time, like start at 6:15 or 9:15 Eastern, and go until 12:15. Like, I don't want to make the raid night longer for sure, but we're definitely having a trouble getting started on time.
Not a big difference. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, I figured like I'm also a person who tends to be occupied until 6 o'clock normally.
I'll be fine.
All right, maybe let's just try moving back 15 minutes, just to give us a little bit more time to prep between end of work and start of raid. We'll try to be ready at 6:15.
Yeah, like, pretend that it's still at 6, because many people, myself included, have all the best intentions to start at 6, but that's never really been feasible.
I know I personally never try to be late. Usually when something makes me late, it's it is very frequently something